And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the air again with Quick Fix Golf. Doing another one of our webinars. There it is. And my partner in crime here, Jim Mason.
Mr. Lopez, good to be back with you.
Is it golf season again? There's snow outside. How are you going to play golf?
It's golf season somewhere. It's like
okay, that's right.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, we've got Tony on the line from New Zealand. I bet it's not snowing over there.
Hey, Tony.
And we have our special guest this evening, which is Jay Woodson. He's probably won a whole lot of other stuff, too.
This is probably the low point in his career.
No, he won the state open, twice in a row.
Excited to be here. Thanks for the invite.
We love having you. Let's turn the camera on here, and they'll be able to see it. There we are. Look at that. Now we got a camera this year.
A new technology for 14.
Look at that.
Look at that. They can finally see what we look like.
Two old farts and a young tiger right here. Look at that. Our cigar.
I'm sure you can tell who Jay is, right?
And we're doing this webinar live, right, from Mona's Lounge.
Mona's Lounge. What a beautiful place.
Isn't this nice?
Yes, it is.
You come over here, have a nice Guinness, have a cigar, sit back, relax, talk golf,
water,
watch the football game, water. Yeah, right.
And I bet you don't see this on the Golf Channel.
No, you won't see this on the Golf Channel. I'd get fired from the Golf Channel for 15 minutes. They'd throw me out. Well, Jay, some of the things we wanted to talk about tonight was the stuff that the Golf Channel isn't going to ask. Sure. The struggle of a young guy trying to make it.
Yeah, I mean, where do you start?
Yeah, people don't realize how difficult it really is.
I've been doing it 10 years, and I think my wife doesn't even watch. She won't watch PGA Tour anymore. Really? I love it. I mean, I love seeing past friends, people that still friends, but people that I've competed against that have made it, but she won't watch it anymore because she gets so frustrated because there's probably 50 guys that are on the PGA Tour that we've played with and competed against and beaten in tournaments. And, you can't compare it, one round, but, a lot of good guys, but a lot of good guys that I've played with and competed against and beaten. And you get to the point you're like, man, where's the difference? And, we spoke about this earlier. It's just a hard game. It's a difficult game, and the mini tour, like you said, the mini tour struggle, I think the biggest issue is the cost of everything. It's so expensive.
Like the web.com tool, what does it cost to play in an event?
If you're a member of the web.com, weekly fees are roughly $100, I think.
That's all?
That's it. Yeah.
Hey, Jim, we're signing up for 2 nights with hell, man.
That usually
get $100.
That usually goes to locker room fees and things like that.
Locker room fees?
Yeah, they pay for the guys take care of you in the locker room. They do a good job.
Really? I'm a Cuban. I don't need a locker room. I stay in the back seat of the car.
Yeah. As opposed to...
I've had a lot more fun in the back seat of the car.
I'm sure. As opposed to an NGA Tour event or an e-golf event where we basically are putting up the money. It's glorified gambling. We pay the entry, we pay the purse.
I heard that's like $1,000 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it costs about $1,000 each week just to enter an event, and then you have your expenses to get to the event, hotel. It usually costs about $1,500 a week to play in a mini tour event.
Wow. Yeah, people don't realize how hard this is.
They don't realize
how big are the purses.
Purses are between $150,000 to $200,000. So first place will usually win between $20,000 and $30,000. And if you don't finish in the top 15. You basically will lose money on the week. So you better be playing some good golf if you want to make a living playing. No one wants to make a living playing mini tour golf, but if you want to stay alive, then you've got to be playing some good golf.
I remember in the old days when J.C. Goosey used to have that one down in Florida, and he says he goes in there the first day talking to all the pros. He says, "Let's get something straight right now. I'm top money winner. No matter how good you play, I'm making more money than you are." At least he was honest about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Go ahead, Jim.
Now they've changed the tour school, right? They don't have the tour school anymore like they used
to. They've altered it. They still have a qualifying school in the fall, but it's now just for the web.com tour.
Just to get on the web.
Just to get on the web.com tour.
And then if you have a certain money for the end of the year, then you can get on the PGA tour, right?
If you exactly. So say for instance you have a guy who qualifies for the web.com, fully exempt, plays an entire year, and he finishes high enough on the money list, top 25, then he's exempt into the PGA
So the
Tour.
web.com is what the Nationwide was before.
Exactly. It's the Nationwide Tour just with the new title sponsor. That's all it is.
Do they still have the Richmond event?
No, they don't. They got rid of that Richmond event. I think it's probably 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
They got rid of it. For whatever reason, they just couldn't get the sponsors together. It was a fun event. A lot of the guys really loved to come to that one. I played in it twice. I enjoyed it. They did a good job setting up the course. You know, I actually played in it in 2004. It was my first PGA, or no, I shouldn't say PGA Tour start. It was my first professional start. Played in the web.com event. At the time, it was Nationwide Tour.
Right.
It was 2004 at Dominion Club. It was the Henrico County Open. And Daniel Chopra set the record for the lowest 72-hole total, tournament. And he shot 31 under par. And I think I shot even par for the week, my first professional event. And I remember looking at my father and like, man, if this is the way that they play every week, I got a lot of work to do. But then came back and they did some alterations of the course because it was, set up a little bit easier than most of the events on tour. And they brought the thick fescue in and the rough. And then in 2007 I played and the winner shot in single digits. And I had a good week that week. I was leading for a while for the first 2 rounds and kind of flared off at the end of the week. But it just goes to show that a lot of the guys loved coming to that event. It's kind of sad to see that they didn't bring it back.
There's something about this town. I don't care if it's baseball.
They lose every sporting event they lose.
Stinking, it's ridiculous.
I don't know what it is.
I mean, it's terrible because I tell you, that was a great event to have. And then when I went over
great
and was lucky enough to watch you play a hole at the State Open, and there was nobody there.
Yeah.
I said, every kid that plays golf in this town should have been at that State Open.
Sure,
I agree. Any high school golfer, if you're not there, there's something wrong with you. Because, man, that's what I used to do when I was a kid. I remember skipping school one time. I went to Doral, right? I'm from Miami. So I go to Doral.
No, you from Miami?
Yeah,
no.
right, yeah. You skipped school? It was a shorter swim. So anyway, I go over there and I'm across the green, right? I look across the green in one of the holes, and I think I was watching what was it, Miller Barber? That's how old I am. And I look across, and there was the dean from the school, Mr. Spreen.
He was there watching.
He was there, and he goes like this. Oh, Paz, come here. He says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, Mr. Spreen, I wanted to see the tournament really bad." I said, "By the way, what are you doing here, Mr. Spreen?"
Let's just keep this between us.
Oh, we used to do that, when they sent me down for a paddling. I worked a deal with them where I get them a starting time at Biltmore Golf Course. And then we'd X out the paddling. Yeah, that was cool. But you had to wait in line. You had to get there like 5:30 in the morning and wait in line to get a starting time. And he wanted to tee off at 8 o'clock.
You get a starting time or get a paddling?
No.
What kind of school did you go to?
Miami High. When the teacher would send me down for a paddling to down to the dean's office, I'd just stick my head in the door and say, "Hey, Mr. Spring, what time you want to play?" I said, "Get it near 8 o'clock." I said, "You got it." I go back to the classroom. Hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right.
Hey.
But, I think a lot of people just don't understand how difficult it is.
It
really, and especially today, back in the early 70s when I played at the European Tour, it was a piece of cake compared to what you guys go through. You guys, there's so many good players. With all the video, there's so many swings that, guys can get their swing going in the right positions.
With video, TrackMan, you've got all the, I met with a friend of mine yesterday, and I was on this 3D vest.
K-vest?
It was an upgrade from a K-vest. I'm not sure the exact term, but it's new. It's only been out for a year. But
the K-vest Plus.
Maybe.
New and improved.
But it's just it's unbelievable what you can the knowledge you can take from it. And I know Sam Snead always said, he's like, man, if I had an instructor with video, he's like, I'd have been the best player in the world. And he may have been, because there's a reason that all these guys' swings are starting to look the same. It's not by choice. I don't think a guy wants to go out and have a swing look different just because he wants to look different. I think that, the swings look the same because there's a don't want to say a correct way, but there is a proper way or a more efficient way to hit the golf ball. And it is what it is, and that's why these swings are starting to look tighter and tighter.
Well, let's take a look right here. You remember this? Is that you?
That is. That was 4 or 5 years ago.
We were trying to figure out what range that is.
That is at the Naval Academy in Norfolk, Virginia.
Go Navy, beat Army. Yeah.
I was visiting my sister and brother-in-law. He's a pilot for the Navy.
Good.
And we were just out hitting some balls, and he filmed a couple for me.
Well, tell us what you're trying to do here.
At that time, I meant to see it all the way through. Some of my biggest flaws are sequencing, and I'm always working on sequencing, trying to get the timing of the swing to work correctly, making sure that the hips, arms, shoulders, club head fire at the proper time and throughout the swing. So
you could think about all those things?
No. I don't think about it while I'm swinging, but when I'm practicing, you just try to get a feel for it. And there was some things that I needed to improve on at that time.
Well, I saw you got rid of the knee thing. Remember, your knee used to pop out years ago.
Yeah. Straighten up a little bit.
It used to bulge out.
Yeah.
Remember, and you got rid of that.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, it's always a work in progress.
Right. So you decided you had to get that out of there. I mean,
get it out of there.
Did it do any good to get rid of it?
You know what? It actually does. I mean, for some people, if your right knee straightens or moves back and you continue and you maintain your levels through the golf swing, then it doesn't affect you. But for me, it definitely made me change levels a little bit. Sure.
But sometimes you change something and you go, oh, the crap.
Oh, I know. I mean, you take some of the things that you do well and you ruin them.
Right there, you're in a perfect position as far as I'm concerned.
I love it. You
can't do that any better.
I love that.
If you say they're all freaking dead.
That'd be good by me.
If your nose bled. That's super. So, Dick Farley, years and years ago, the swing's the thing. I've never heard of him, but he's really old, but he's a great guy. And he was always on the plane. And this right here, I mean, you can't get more on plane. Right here, look at that. You like that?
I like that. That's pretty good. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
See, and you come right back down on that. I mean, like I said, when I did that one little thing from your front of you, I said, there's nothing to criticize.
I mean, you can nitpick, sure. I mean, there's little things that you can do. Like I said, there's always things that you can do to improve, but you've got to find, what is going to help me and what is going to hurt me. If I try to improve this, is this really going to make a dramatic, improvement in the way that I strike the ball or the consistency of the way I strike the ball? And that's tough sometimes. I think a lot of good players, including myself, you've gotten caught in that trap where you're like, well, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look according to, the mainstream. I need to fix this. I need to change it to get better. And you end up, losing a little bit of the edge there, of some of the natural talent that you have. And that happens. I mean, I think it's a live and learn.
Let me ask you,
give and take.
How tall are you?
I'm just over 6 foot.
Okay. What kind of your equipment? Are they standard length or?
I'm actually a half-inch long for the shaft length. I like to stand a little taller. That's just kind of. Mm-hmm. I could probably use. I've used standard length before. I mean, and now what's standard.
Exactly.
It all depends on the manufacturer.
Say half-inch over what?
Yeah. So, but my clubs are a half-inch over standard for the TaylorMade clubs.
So your 5 iron's what, 38.5?
It's yep. It's exactly
right.
Exactly.
What about lie angles? Pretty standard.
The lie angle is pretty standard. I think I may be between a half a degree up, but depending on, like I said, depending on who you talk to. If we did this 15 years ago, I'd be an inch long and 3 degrees up because it's just the progression. Everything's gone more upright and longer. It seems like to me. I remember grabbing a set. I became good friends with Curtis Strange. I went to school with his son, Tom Strange, and he gave me a set of irons. And this was 15 years ago. Titleist blades, beautiful blades. I mean, I look at them now and I think, oh my God, how did I ever hit those? I mean, they look like little butter knives. But And they were similar circumstance. The shafts were really short, and I had to get them lengthened for me. But I mean, they were a beautiful set of irons. They were great, and I love them. I still have them today. No one will take those off of my hand. But that's just the progression, I think, is that it's all about distance. You know, every time you turn on the TV and you look at a commercial, it's like, okay, our irons go further than everyone else's, which to me seems, I guess it's good for the amateurs. They want to hit the irons further, but I want to hit my irons the same distance every time. That's all I care about.
Boy, that's refreshing.
Wow, how about that?
Isn't that something? You know, that's the problem. Henry Griffiths. Remember Henry Griffiths?
Yeah, I remember that fitting system that they had.
Yeah. Well, I was the first guy to have it here in town.
Yeah.
And I remember Ronnie Kelly told me, he says, you're going to get stuck with a bunch of shafts. He had all these shafts in the wagon. And when I roll the wagon out, they go, ice cream. Get your ice cream right here. But you know, they screwed themselves up because you know what happened? A lot of guys were taking those 5-iron heads and bending them to 4-iron.
Oh, really?
Right. And then everything was long, long, long. So a guy would get on the range, and he's hitting a 5-iron with a 4-iron head on it.
Sure.
And a 2-iron shaft in reality because it's an inch long.
And they would think that's the greatest thing. Oh, these irons are so long.
Yeah,
This
but
is
then
great.
they don't get anything close at all. They can't make any birdies.
It doesn't. It doesn't make
That's
it.
what I would always argue with them. I say,
distance.
no. The problem is it's not how far you hit that 4-iron. It's can you hit it 183, 186, 184, 182? Can you hit it?
It's about consistency.
It's just as bad to be too far as it is to be too far to the left or too far to the right.
Sure.